as we get started, and we're going to come to start line onto our mat. So whenever you're ready, just come to join me, and we're going to come to lie down. We're going to take the feet nice and wide, so towards the edges of your mat, and we're going to let the knees fall in towards one another as you come to lie all the way down. Resting the head onto the mat, and you're going to bring both hands just onto the belly. Keep the hands onto the stomach here, and just take a few moments just to get comfortable onto your mat. And we're going to start with the eyes closed if that feels okay. We're just going to take a few moments here, bringing your awareness to your mat. Just taking a few moments to notice how you feel in the body as you get comfortable here. Noticing perhaps if your breathing is shallow. So you can take a nice deep breath in through the nose and a deep breath out through the nose. Really feel that release with the exhale. Let it go. And perhaps you feel your shoulders relax. Maybe you can shuffle them down slightly. Relaxing the space between the eyebrows. And begin to unclench the jaw. To relax the muscles here. Taking a few more really lovely deep breaths. So the theme for the class today is kindness and love, and we're going to be doing a really lovely heart-eye opening flow. So we'll be opening those shoulders, creating space. So breathe all the way up into that heart space. And exhale it out through the nose, let it go. So the breath is a really lovely tool for calming down the mind, calming down the body, helping to relax. Take one more here, inhale through the nose. And exhale it out, nice and deep. And this time as you inhale, reach the arms up. So reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. You're going to just lift your right arm a little higher as you feel your right shoulder spread across the back, then the left. Feel your left shoulder spreading across the back. And you're going to slowly place the shoulders back down, nice and spread, nice and even across the back here. And you're going to wrap your right arm in front of the left, taking a hold of that left shoulder, and then your right arm, left arm taking a hold of your right shoulder here. Just giving yourself this lovely little hug here. Roll the shoulders and see how you feel in the shoulders here. Nice deep breath. Maybe you just take a little rock here, spreading the shoulders across the back, and then we release, reaching up once more. Switch the arms over as you take again the hands around onto the shoulders, giving yourself this lovely warm hug. Nice deep breaths. And then slowly release, placing the hands down to the side. See if you can turn the palms up, coming into this cactus mudra. So the arms are bent here. As you keep the backs of the hands down, if you notice that you're quite tight and your palms are lifted, just take it a bit wider here, so it feels comfortable in your body. Then as you lift the knees, you're going to drop the knees down to the right, without having to move the feet. Just let gravity take over as you look over your left shoulder. Just this really gentle twist as we start our practice. Big inhale. And exhale, bring the knees back up. We're going to drop the knees down to the left. Look over your right shoulder. Just letting the body be heavy here, falling into this stretch. And slowly coming back to center here. Walk the feet in so that your heels line up with the sit bones. So they're about hip width apart. And then from here, you're going to press through the heels and find this lift. As you lift the hips up, feel the base of the glutes working here. Just starting to switch on these muscles. Arms resting down beside you, palms facing up. Take a big breath in. This is a really lovely calming pose for the body. So if you do ever feel anxious at all, bridge pose is a really nice one to come into. As we exhale, we slowly lower back onto our mats. connecting back to the earth. Let's do that again. Inhale, press through the heels, lift those hips, and this time, see if you can slide your left shoulder underneath you, then your right shoulder. And if it's available, interlace the fingers, so you're interlinking the hands. As you press down through the backs of the arms, lift your chest a little higher. Now we're getting into the shoulders. Nice deep breaths. And then very gently release the arms and slowly lower those hips back down. Let's bring one knee into the chest and then the other, taking a little rock side to side here, giving that lower back a little massage. If you do have any lower back pain at all, if you get backaches, this is a really nice stretch to come into. And then if it feels okay, you're either going to roll onto one side and come up, or see if you can take a couple of rocks up and down the back. As we bring ourselves all the way up and over, we're going to come into all fours now. So come in onto the hands, wrist stacks underneath the shoulders. Now if you feel really tight in the wrist, just walk your hands a little further forward. What I want you to do is really grip the fingertips into the mat and push the ground away. Feel your core muscles starting to engage and switch on here. And as you do that, just start to rock around the wrist. So we're just starting to release a little tension in the wrist here, opening the hips. Try to stay with that lovely rhythm of the breath in and out through the nose. And you can make these circles as big or as small as you like. And we're going to circle the other way now. Moving around the hips, the shoulders. Before we slowly bring ourselves back to center. Now let's get deeper into that shoulder stretch here. Press through the right hand and reach your left arm up to the sky as we inhale. With that exhale, you're going to bring this left arm all the way underneath the right. So you're going to come onto that left shoulder. As you look to the right, keep your right hand pressing down and try to keep the elbow over the wrist. Breathe into here. To go deeper into this stretch, you're going to walk your right fingertips around to the behind the head. As you get deeper into this twist, open the chest here. Imagine you're trying to beam a light from your heart center towards the ceiling. Nice big twist and stretch. And then walking that right hand around, slowly come back up, back onto all fours. Let's take that onto the other side now. So press through the left hand this time. Your right arm circles up. Breathe into here. Feel that opening across the chest. And with that exhale, we're going to sweep the right arm underneath the left. Come onto your right shoulder. Look over to the left. If this is enough, stay here. Otherwise, walk your left hand all the way around to behind the head. As you get a little deeper into this twist, you might hear a few clicks. And we're going to focus on getting a couple of twists into this practice. Twists are a lovely way to stretch out that spine as we want to promote that lovely healthy back. Walking that left hand around, slowly bring yourself back up onto all fours. And you're going to keep your hips over the knees. They're going to want to move forward with you, but try to keep them stacked over the knees here. As you walk your hands forward, reach the fingertips towards the front edge of the mat. Now either bring your forehead onto the mat, into this supported puppy pose, or if you have the space, if you can go deeper, drop your chest down, bring your chin down, breathing into the chest here, the heart space. Again, these poses that we're coming into is opening our heart chakra, our most vulnerable energy center here. And we tend to round the shoulders forward in order to protect our space. So in opening this area here, we create space for new energy to come in. Slowly rise all the way up, walk the hands in. Let's come into our first downward dog of the class. So just take your hands a little further forward, and I want you to root through the knuckles and the fingertips. You'll automatically want to try and press through the back of the palms with your fingers lifted. It's going to cause tension and pain in that wrist. So press down through the front of the hands, push the ground away. Toes tucked under, lift those knees, take those hips all the way back. Nice work, everybody. And let's just take a little rock side to side here. Easing into this pose. Downward dog is a huge stretch for the body. So nice deep breaths. Starting to feel warmer and looser in the body as we get into our practice today. And at the end of that exhale, you're going to slowly walk the feet forward. Little tiptoes, light and fluffy on the toes. Come to the top of your mat. Now, if your fold looks a little like this, You're going to bend those knees for me, bring those bellies down to those thighs, and then bring the hands down. So you've got that lovely length in the back here. Relax the neck, give a little sway in the head, a little sway in the shoulders. And as we inhale, lift the chest halfway. If you need to, bring your hands onto your shins, shoulders back. As we exhale, take it back into that fold. Feel the belly against the thighs. Inhale, half lift. Press through those heels. You're going to use those glutes now as we root to rise. We reach the arms around us. Slowly bring the hands all the way up, palms together. And exhale, bring hands to heart. Pause in here for a moment. Set yourself an intention for this class, an intention for the day or the weekend. Something that feels important to you. And then inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, spread the arms around you. Take it down into that forward fold as we bow head to earth. Inhale, lift the chest. As we exhale, right foot comes back. Step it all the way back. So we're into this runner's lunge here. And you don't want your bottoms up too high. So you're going to bring that lower back down. So your left sit bone lines with that left knee. Hands either side of your left foot, look straight ahead. Now we're going to add that movement. We rock it forwards and backwards. Feel this stretch here in the legs. Nice work, everybody. We're really focusing on warming up our bodies. Nice deep breaths. And then from here, we're going to step it all the way back into downward dog. Reach those hips up and back. Feel this stretch across the back here. You can keep a bend in the knees to take the weight out of the arms more. Then as we inhale, big breath in, come onto the toes. Exhale it out, tiptoe the feet all the way forward to the top of our mats. Big toes point forward, keep the weight at the front of the feet. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, press through the heels. Inhale, rise. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up to the sky. And as we exhale, arms around you, take the hands down the backs of the legs, we fold. Inhale, half lift. Take that left foot back this time, all the way back, nice and deep into that runner's lunge. And we're going to take that little rock forwards and backwards. Stretching through those legs. And step it back into downward dog. Now we're going to take it a little further into our practice. So from here, your left foot is going to come towards the right foot. And you're going to lift this right leg up to the sky. Press your heel up as high as you can. And then you're going to take your right foot over to the left. So if you have a little peek underneath your left arm, can you see your right foot? Can you give yourself a little wave? Have a little circle in the ankles, spread through the toes. And then we're going to bring this knee in. Now if you can, bring it all the way through. Step your foot down inside of your right wrist. If it doesn't make it there on its own, it's got to about here, pick it up, bring it through. Lower down that back knee for me. Now if you feel it in that knee, you can fold the edge of the mat over and you're going to untuck the toes. You're going to press through the top of the foot, which takes it out of the knee. Let's push this right thigh away. Roll the shoulders back, breathe. Inhale, arms up to the sky, press the palms together. Really press those hands together. And you're going to bring these thumbs into the center of your shoulders as you bring them towards your back. Breathe into here. Reaching back up. Let's take that into a twist now. We bring hands to heart. As you exhale, you're going to twist to your right. So towards this front leg, twist as much as you can. Then you're going to bring the back of your left arm onto this right thigh. As you press the hands together, look over your right shoulder. Now these twists that we're coming into are really beneficial for a healthy back. So with the spine, you want to move it in as many ways as you can. Slowly lift up, reach the arms out to the side. So your left fingertips point forward, your right fingertips point back. Now we're working all of those muscles that support our posture. Really stretch through the hands either side. Breathe into here. And then see if you can bring this right hand around to your left hip as your left arm reaches to the back of the mat. Remember, everything here is optional, so if anything doesn't feel good in your body, you can skip. Release. Let's bring the hands down either side of your front foot, step to the top of your mat. Back into that fold. Inhale, we're coming into chair pose, so weight into those heels, reach the arms up. As we exhale, throw the arms back and now take it into that fold. Inhale, sweep up into chair. Exhale. And then hold in this exhale into this fold. Interlace the hands, squeeze the shoulders together. And as you inhale, keep the hands interlinked, coming up into this chair pose. Feel that stretch in the shoulders. And breathe. Sink a little lower in those sit bones. Core engaged, squeeze those tummy muscles in. Nice and strong. Slowly root to rise. We come back up. Release the hands. We're going to come into a little bit of a balancing pose here. So if you struggle with your balance, you can have a wall beside you or a chair to bring your left hand onto. Your right foot comes behind you, and with your right hand, grab the outside of that foot or that ankle. Stretch the toes back so that foot's active. Your left arm reaches forward, and then see if you can have a little micro bend in this left knee. As you reach your chest forward, you're going to kick your right leg up. So you're using your glutes here, opening across the chest. Breathe into this beautiful pose, perfect for opening our heart space. And we slowly release, bring hands to heart. Nice work, everyone. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, take it down into that forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest. And as we exhale, step the feet back into downward dog. We're going to take that onto the other side now. So reach those hips back. Have a little pedal through the legs. We're going to start with that hip opening. If it's too much in down dog, bring the knees down. Otherwise, with the hips lifted, right foot comes towards the left as your left leg reaches up this time. Press the heel up as high as you can and then reach it over to the right as you create this opening in the hip. Have a little wiggle in the toes, the foot. Stretch it out. And then you're going to bring that knee through. See if you can press it down inside of that left wrist. And we're going to lower down that back knee. So untuck the toes, press through the top of the foot, and start into that Anjaneyasana. We reach up, breathe into here. Palms together, press those hands together and see if you can bring the thumbs to the center of the shoulders. Breathe into here. Arms reach up to the sky, bring hands to heart. As we exhale, we twist to the left this time. So it's a really active twist here. We're using our muscles in our core to twist us. Now the back of your right arm comes onto your left thigh. Hook the arm as you press the hands together, lift the chest. Let's look over your left shoulder, breathe into here. Nice deep breaths, everybody. And then slowly come up, but we're staying twisted here. Now we're having to use our muscles to hold us in this twist. Left arm comes back, right arm comes forward. See if you can go a little deeper. So you're bringing this left shoulder back. Imagine you're trying to reach back towards a wall as your right shoulder comes forward. Then you're going to bring the back of your left hand around to your right hip. As your right arm reaches up and over, breathe into here. Nice deep breaths. Don't lose that positioning in the legs. Really strong, everybody. As we exhale, we release, we bring the hands down. Tuck your back toes under, step forward into that fold. We're going to come into those chair poses. So press through the heels, toes light and fluffy. Inhale into that chair pose. With that exhale, throw the arms back and up. Inhale for chair. Exhale. Stay here in this fold and interlace the fingers. But see if you can switch the interlace. So if you had your left thumb on top, change it so the right thumb's on top. It's going to feel a little weird. Squeeze your shoulders together. Lift the chest as you inhale. You're into this chair pose. Open across the chest, sink it down into those heels. Gaze forward. Slowly press the ground away as we rise up. Release the hands. We're going to come back into that dancer's pose on the other side this time. So press through your right foot. If you have a little work top nearby, you need extra help for balance, you can bring your right hand onto that or a chair. Gaze fixed. Now we use our gaze to help us with our balance. And I know automatically you'll go on autopilot and think, I'm going to hold my breath, so it's going to keep me really still. You want to breathe here, trust me, that's going to help with the balance. So left foot comes in, left hand to the left ankle. You're going to lean that chest forward, drop the chest, kick into that hand. As you kick into that hand, reach your right arm forward. Try not to open this hip, try and bring your hip down so your hips line up with those shoulders. Breathe into here, see if you can sink a little deeper. And then we slowly release. Shake out those legs. Beautiful, everybody. Inhale, arms to the sky, palms together. Exhale, reach the arms around you. Little softness in the knees. Take it down, back into that fold. And have a little pedal in the legs here in this forward fold. Hip side to side. Then you're going to step the right foot back, bring the right knee down, followed by the left foot. Bring the left knee down and slowly roll yourselves back up. Feeling a little warm after that. So from here, we're going to come into a back bend. Now, if you have anything going on with the lower back, if this doesn't feel good for you, you're going to skip this one, okay? It's known as camel pose. So what I want you to do is I want you to start by rolling those shoulders. Have a look at my feet. You don't want your heels drawing in. Keep them nice and centered. So heels stacked over the toes, hip width apart. Feel like you're trying to squeeze your thighs towards one another without moving them. So you just start to feel this engagement in the legs. As we roll those shoulders, couple times back, couple times forward. Then we're going to bring the hands behind the back. And you're going to bring your little fingers together, fingertips point down. Now as you do that, see if you can tuck that tailbone under. So you're using your fingertips to tuck. Because what we have a habit of doing is overarching that lower back and puffing our ribs out. That's going to feel pinching in the lower back if you stay with this alignment in the back bend. So push, engage your core. Think about drawing in your hips to your ribs. So this is going to keep you protected as we come into that back bend. Use those glutes here. Now squeezing those elbows towards one another. We're going to just start by peeling the chest up. So you're trying to open the upper back here. We don't want to feel this in the lower back at all. Keep your gaze forward. Nice deep breath. And then release. So this is just a warm up. We can do that again. Inhale, peel the chest up. Maybe you go a little deeper. And then release. Now if you're quite tight in the hips, you're going to notice that your hips will want to journey back with you. Try to keep them where they are. If you are doing this from home, you can press your hips up against a wall here. So your hips will be against that wall and then you can feel if your hips start to move from that wall. Now again, peel the chest up. And then this time, see if you can bring your left hand towards the left heel, your right hand towards the right heel. Glutes stay engaged. Squeeze the shoulders together and you have the option of throwing the head back if that feels okay. If you want to open up through the throat chakra too. I prefer it with a little more control in my neck. So none of them are wrong. Just choose which one works best in your body. Breathe into here. Feel this stretch. And to come out of it, slowly bring one hand to the hip. One hand to the other. We're going to round the back, bring the fingertips down into this little cow pose. So this real cat pose. It's like a hissing cat. So you just want a little circle as you round the back, nice big arch. And then take the knees wide, feet together, sit bones back to the heels, walk the hands forward. Let's press the forehead onto the mat. So staying with this child's pose, just take a couple of deep breaths here. And child's pose is such a beautiful stretch for our backs here, especially when we come into all of this rounding, this twisting, this bending. It just helps to bring the back to neutral. So really bring those sit bones towards the heels, press through the hands, make it quite an active stretch here. So you're really feeling that stretch across the back. And then from your child's pose, turn the right palm up. We're going to stretch those shoulders now. With your right palm up, you're going to slide it underneath the left armpit. As you bring the arm all the way through, and your automatic pilot's going to want to be to lean onto that right shoulder. But what I want you to try to do instead is keep your forehead onto the mat as you try to keep your shoulders level. Breathe into here. And slowly release, bring that right hand back. Let's do the other side. So left palm turns up, bring it underneath the right. Forehead comes down, press your right armpit down towards the left forearm. And feel that stretch across the left shoulder. And then release, slowly roll it back up. We're going to take the legs out in front. Give the legs a nice little shake. Rocking side to side. We'll have a little stretch in the legs, so press the heels away, toes point up, shift the glutes. You're going to start with a little bend in the knees here, fingertips to the side. If you inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, use your hands as a little bit of a lever to slowly reach forward. So you're trying to bring the belly towards the thighs. And then if it feels okay, maybe your right leg starts to creep forward as you straighten that right leg, then maybe the left leg. As you take it deeper into this fold, only if it feels available, you can start to bring your hands forward as you get deeper. But what I don't want you to be doing is this, where you're straining the shoulders, trying to desperately reach the toes. There's no prize for touching your toes here. So don't let the ego take over. If this is giving you a better stretch in the body, then stay with the hands behind you. Otherwise, only if your body allows you come forward. If this feels comfortable. We don't want to feel pain in a yoga class. You want to enjoy the movements. Breathe in to lengthen, breathe out to see if you can sink a little deeper wherever you are, whichever variation you're in. Then inhale as we roll it back up, a little roll through the shoulders. We're going to come into a little twist to finish. So right foot outside of the left thigh, sit up nice and tall. Right hand behind you, left arm reaches to the sky. You're going to hook this left elbow, right thigh, and use that as a lever to twist deeper and look over your right shoulder. Breathe into here. Notice how my left foot's active, my toes are reaching up, so everything in the body is working here. Release, switch it over, left foot over the right foot. Sit up tall, your left hand comes close behind, so it's an extension of your spine. So as your right arm reaches up, twist to the left, hook the right arm to the left thigh, look over your left shoulder. Breathe into here. And slowly release. Great work everyone, shake it out. We're going to just have a couple of minutes of some mindfulness. So stay with me if you can. We're just going to set ourselves up nicely for the day. So as you come into a comfortable seat, now if you have it available to you, you can sit onto a yoga brick or you can sit onto a cushion, just so you're sitting up a little higher and it's going to feel nicer in the lower back. You can have the legs crossed. I'm going to come into a kneeling position, but I'd like you to get comfortable here, so choose whichever position works best in your body. And as you do that, let's just bring the backs of the hands onto the thighs, and we're going to close the eyes. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can just keep your gaze fixed somewhere low down. And let's just start to focus on the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And just notice how that breath moves through the body. Relax the shoulders. Relaxing the space between the eyebrows. Start to unclench the teeth. Feel the muscles around the jaw relax all the way down the neck. Allow your body to feel heavy. As you allow yourself to let go with every exhale. And if it helps, as you breathe in for the count of 1. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 4. So you're counting every inhale and exhale all the way up to 10. And if your mind wanders, that's okay. Just come back to the breath. Come back to your counting. As you allow yourself these few moments just for you. As you notice the energy that's around you, the energy within you. When you're ready, you're just going to slowly bring hands to heart. So we take a moment here to feel gratitude. Feeling grateful for our bodies for taking us through that practice today. Feeling grateful that we're healthy and that we're able to practice together. And let us bow our heads in this gratitude as we close our practice today. Namaste. So just gently start to blink the eyes open when you're ready, moving the hands, the shoulders, any little stretches that you might need here. So you come back into the body, come back into the room. Feeling ready for the day you have ahead, feeling ready